At my old firm, I was legitimately scared to talk to my clients.
Recruiting up until now has always been a brute force effort.
I was working with some of the most innovative companies in the world, and it still felt like I was operating in the Stone Age on analog when everyone else was in digital.
At my last firm, I didn't really feel like I had the data at my fingertips. Each new leadership position that I brought on felt like I was starting completely from scratch.
Really what I was looking for was someone who could innovate, not only to make me a better recruiter, but innovate inside of the entire recruiting industry.
I knew that there was more for me. I just had to go out and find it.
Candidate Labs is a modern search firm built as a technology company. We pair top search professionals with technology and data, ensuring our venture-backed clients can scale their revenue teams with confidence.
The goal that we're working towards at Candidate Labs is continuing to better the world of search every day. We're trying to make it so candidates and clients have the best possible experience.
When I used to kick off projects, it would take me 24 to 72 hours to build a target list of even 25 to 30 people. I'd have to go to a data analyst on the side as well and utilize their resources and just be scrolling through LinkedIn for hours on end. Coming to Candidate Labs, I can get that same number of targets and actually better quality of candidates in just about 30 to 45 minutes.
Our technology enables recruiters to start every search with the entire universe of talent in mind, quickly narrow it down to a small number of candidates who are most likely to be a strong bi-directional fit, and then really spend a lot more time with each candidate that they engage with.
When I first saw the Candidate Labs technology, I was honestly a little embarrassed by my reaction and how excited I was, and then the screen share ending and just being there like smiling at my screen.
I was actually angry at my old firm for not having a similar tool.
I finally saw something that was truly innovative. It sounds cliche to say, but it's honestly like bringing a gun to a knife fight.
Candidate Labs tech allows me to cut my sourcing time in half, which allows me to reinvest my time in the things that I actually care a lot more about, which is having conversations with candidates about how we're going to get them to their next career move.
We have just as many engineers and data scientists as we do search professionals. There's never been a search firm built with this kind of DNA.
At Candidate Labs, a recruiter can have a problem, walk across the room and talk to me or the engineers directly, and we can understand what their pain point is, make a fix that day, and get it out that night. Every time we do that, that establishes trust, and it lets the recruiter know we are ultimately working for them and solving their problems.
My partnership with the engineering and product teams is so close that I feel sometimes like they're spying on my every move in the platform. And a week later, I'm getting a new release with my feedback already incorporated. It's frankly mind-blowing.
I was a top biller at my previous firm, and I'm making more money than I ever have at Candidate Labs.
When coming into Candidate Labs and getting to know the other recruiters and seeing the accomplishments that they were having and the amount of money that they were making, I knew that my potential earnings were truly unlimited.
In talking with Michael and Jonathan, there were a lot of promises made in the interview process that ultimately turned out true in joining the company, which was incredibly exciting to see.
The way to reimagine search for the 21st century is to start with a fundamentally different structure. Because of the way we're built, we're able to offer market-leading compensation and equity in a venture-backed company.
I spent a lot of my time advising top-notch executives to join high-growth startups for the chance of major equity upside, and now I finally have the chance to do that for myself.
We want to give search professionals the chance to make the kind of impact at a venture-backed company that they coach their candidates to make.
In joining Candidate Labs, the tech and the compensation were awesome, but why would I really join? It was because of the team.
Most recruiting firms are built by recruiters, and the real difference that I've seen being at Candidate Labs is that we're built by repeat entrepreneurs.
So here I finally feel heard, and I really feel like my voice has an actual impact on the future.
I finally found a search firm who can actually move at the speed and pace of my clients.
Startups today are looking for very specific people to fill very specific roles. And at the end of the day, old school firms actually can't match with pen and paper and an army of analysts what we can bring to the table with our technology. I'm really enabled to go find every single needle in every single haystack out there.
The Candidate Labs tech, I think, is going to raise the industry as a whole and make everyone have to up-level themselves to keep up.
It's a really incredible feeling when my clients come back to me over and over again. That's how I know that we're building something really special and that we're building an incredible brand.
At Candidate Labs, we imagine a world where every person is thriving in their career.
The best decision I ever made, both personally and professionally, was to join the team at Candidate Labs.